What transfer deals Arsenal could do before January window closes. Gunners might still be active in market before February 2 deadline. Mikel Arteta said Arsenal would be actively looking at potential signings in the January transfer window. Arsenal are yet to make any new signings, but there has been some business at Emirates Stadium, and the Gunners continue to be linked with potential targets. Here, Standard Sport assesses what deals could be done before the deadline on February 2. What has already been done? It has been a quiet January at Arsenal. This is as strong a squad as the club have had in decades, and the priority has been getting players back from injury. Oleksandr Zinchenko has joined Ajax until the end of the season after his Nottingham Forest loan did not work out. Ethan Nwaneri is joining Marseille on loan. What else they need? There are no weaknesses in the squad. Some business can be expected in the summer though, even if Arsenal end the season as champions. A versatile defender could be on the agenda, with Christian Norgard having to fill in at center-back at points this season. The club might also bring in a mobile defensive midfielder to provide some cover for Declan Rice and Martin Zubamendi. Now or in the summer? Any significant business is likely to wait until the summer. Possible ins and outs. Reports suggest Arsenal are monitoring Real Madrid's teenage defender Victor Valdepeñas. Lille midfielder Ayoub Boadi is a potential target, while the club are also believed to have interest in Newcastle's Tino Livramento. Zinchenko will leave as a free agent in the summer. Arsenal will likely also try to find permanent buyers for Fabio Vieira and Reiss Nelson. Gabriel Jesus' contract runs out in 2027, and the Brazilian could well be on the move at the end of the season. Michael Owen's Arsenal vs Man U prediction for Premier League match really suits one team. I actually fancy. Michael Owen has now dropped his early prediction for Manchester United's huge Premier League clash against Arsenal at the Emirates on late Sunday afternoon. The Red Devils have major momentum on their side as Michael Carrick kicked off the start of Manchester United's interim managerial reign with a major result. Man U hosted Manchester City at Old Trafford, and interim head coach Michael Carrick oversaw an emphatic 2-0 Premier League win last Saturday afternoon. Pep Guardiola's side was fortunate to walk away with only a 2-0 scoreline on the board, with United outclassing Manchester City in the Manchester Derby clash. Brian Mbeumo broke the deadlock in the second half for the Red Devils, before Patrick Dorgu netted for Man U to put them out of reach of Man City. What Michael Owen now expects from Man U against Premier League leaders Arsenal. Manchester United's result on the weekend was a major blow for Manchester City in their rivals' Premier League title challenge against Arsenal in the 2025-26 campaign. City trail Arsenal by 7 Premier League points now, with the Gunners being held to a 0-0 draw against Nottingham Forest at City Ground last Saturday afternoon. Speaking on the Premier League Productions' The Final Word, Michael Owen believes the Arsenal match could be pretty similar for United as the City clash. Now they're going to go to Arsenal and it's going to be pretty similar, he said. They're going to be out of possession for a lot of the time. They're going to be sitting deep. Suits their back four's back form massively, and they're going to have pace on the attack. Michael Carrick is now releasing shackles of Man U king held back by Ruben Amorim's failed blueprint. Michael Owen's prediction for Arsenal vs Man U in the Premier League clash at the Emirates. United are still very much in the race for the Premier League top 4, and Michael Carrick's men sit only 1 point behind 4th-place Liverpool after 22 matches. Former Man U and Liverpool striker Owen admitted that he could see the Red Devils coming out on top over Premier League leaders Arsenal. So, actually, this game, I actually fancy Manchester United at the moment against the better teams, he added. I think they really suit sucking up pressure and hitting with pace on the attack. Now, over time, they're going to have to develop and beat the lesser teams, let's say, in the league. But I don't think they're going to be scared of going to Arsenal and sitting back and playing to their strengths, like they did at the weekend. Man U and Arsenal's Premier League clash at the Emirates is slated for a 4:30 p.m. kickoff time in the UK on Sunday. Arsenal injury update: Piero Hincapié, Ricardo Calafari, Max Dalman, latest news and return dates. Gunners have a couple of fitness concerns ahead of big match against Man U.
Arsenal host a resurgent Manchester United at Emirates Stadium on Sunday, aiming to avoid a third straight Premier League game without a win. Since beating Bournemouth in their first game of 2026, Arsenal have been held to goalless draws with Liverpool and Nottingham Forest in the league. With Manchester City and Aston Villa also dropping points over the past 2 game weeks, the frustration for Mikel Arteta's side is that they have missed the chance to pull further clear of the chasing pack. That said, a 7-point lead at the top of the table is still a healthy advantage, and Arsenal should be full of confidence ahead of Man U's visit. Arsenal beat Serie A leader Inter Milan in the Champions League on Tuesday, maintaining their perfect record in the league phase in addition to sealing a top 2 finish with a game to spare. Furthermore, Arsenal have been boosted by the return of some key players in recent weeks, and fresh fitness concerns about Bukayo Saka have gone away after he played 90 minutes in the San Siro. Here's all the latest Arsenal injury news and potential return dates. Ricardo Calafari has been sidelined since pulling up in the warm-up before the win against Brighton just after Christmas. The left-sided defender has now missed 8 games across all competitions with a muscle injury. Arteta said last week that Calafari was progressing and that he hoped to have him back soon, but it is unclear when Calafari could return. Speaking ahead of the first leg of the Carabao semi-final first leg against Chelsea, Arteta said, "He's progressing, but we don't know. A few weeks probably, but we don't know exactly yet." Piero Hincapié was forced off in the 0-0 draw at home to Liverpool on January 8th. It has since emerged that Hincapié suffered a groin injury which has caused him to miss games against Portsmouth, Chelsea, Nottingham Forest, and Inter Milan. It is unclear when Hincapié could return, as Arteta has remained tight-lipped on the recovery, but rumors on social media claim the Ecuadorian international will soon be available for selection again. Max Dalman has been out since suffering an ankle ligament injury in a behind-the-closed-doors game against Manchester United before Christmas. The 16-year-old was ruled out for 2 months and has been removed from Arsenal's Champions League squad as a result. Arteta confirmed recently that Dalman was still a few weeks away.
He should stay. Arsenal star told he should pull out of January move to Marseille. Emmanuel Eboué has urged Ethan Nwaneri to pull the plug on a January loan move to Marseille and be patient for minutes at Arsenal in the second half of the season. Nwaneri broke out of Arsenal's academy ranks to become the youngest ever player to feature in an English top-flight match back in 2022, aged just 15 years and 181 days old. Another Premier League appearance followed midway through the 2023-24 campaign, but it was last season that Nwaneri cemented his place as a regular in Mikel Arteta's first-team squad. Nwaneri made a total of 29 appearances in the league, including 11 starts, while chipping in with a more than respectable tally of 4 goals and 2 assists. The Gunners were initially thought to be doubtful over a proposed loan switch for the England under-21 international, preferring instead that he stays put to continue his development in North London amid strong interest from West Ham and Bournemouth. But League One outfit Marseille have initiated contact with Nwaneri's entourage, and discussions are progressing in a positive direction, with Roberto De Zerbi appearing to welcome the youngster's impending arrival on Tuesday.